Welcome back to Vertical Thoughts. Here we are. I have more Zachs than any one man should ever have. Zach.
Yeah, we're here. We're
Welcome.
here. Thank you.
And these are not all of the Zachs in my life.
No,
These
there
but
are
two.
others for sure.
There are more Zachs.
There's.
Yes, Zach Medina, you've been on the show before.
I have.
This is the return. Part 1 of many.
Yeah.
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 Zach, this is your first time.
It is.
How you feel?
Good, for sure.
Cool.
Yeah.
I thought you were just going to say nothing.
It ran through my mind a little bit. Yeah. Yeah. Just like tip my hat. Mm-hmm.
It's all right.
Yeah, totally.
Tip my hat.
Well, we're here today. I brought both of these fine young Zachs here to speak a little bit about motivation on and off the wall, because those are two very different things.
Yeah.
No.
So we're going to delineate between the two. We're also going to talk a little bit about what motivates us on and off the wall. And a big thing, too, two big basic parts of this are going to be motivation to climb and then motivation while you're climbing. That's basically how that breaks down. So to start off with, though, I just want to thank you both for coming on the show.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us.
Of course. And thank you, everyone who gave us feedback about the last episode with Kobe and Xavier. Was a good one.
That was funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, people seem to like that.
Really good.
Yeah, Boojum.
Boojum.
Got me. Yeah.
There's never enough boojum in my life. I was thinking about doing a trip to Josh soon. A little
Boojum
little
trip.
boojum trip.
It sounds like a hard drug.
Yeah, it's jankum, but it's bougie.
Yeah. Bougie drink.
All right.
In a glass jar.
You have it in Joshua Tree in a glass jar.
Oh, man.
Yeah, because we don't do that paper bag waste.
No 2-liter bottles up in here.
That plastic.
Nope.
What is
None of that.
plastic?
We ain't about that plastic
We are
life.
not.
This episode is brought to you by plastic. Pass it
That
on.
glass.
This episode is brought to you by glass.
It's see-through.
I was trying to think of a good catchphrase. You got me. Thank you for that.
Yeah, great.
It is
Great
just as
observation.
see-through as this whole persona that I put on whenever we do this whole... Anyways, so... Take 2. This is all still going to be in the show. You can be listening. You're going to be sitting in your car listening to this thinking, Liam, he left it in. That guy's brave.
It's better that way.
Yeah. It makes you feel like more of like a friend to anybody.
If you're listening to this, I am your friend.
We're your friend.
We're your friend.
your
Yeah.
friends.
Yeah.
You got Zach's and you got a Liam.
A couple Zachs, a pair of Zachs.
Mm-hmm. A Zach attack. If
Zach
It's a bunch of
yeah.
ZZL up in here.
Zach
Zach
Zebra.
Liam.
Zach.
Oh,
Zach.
exactly. Okay.
That I thought way too hard. I see now that it is very simple.
Yeah.
First letter of each of our
Yeah.
names.
We both I think got a little lost there. So
Yeah. So
I'm
to
a
kick things
complex
off,
man.
let me ask you guys a question. All right, which would you say, in your experience at least, that you have struggled with the most? Motivation on or motivation off the wall?
Off.
Okay.
For sure.
I would also say off, if anything. Yeah.
So like, a big part of that for me is actually getting to the gym. Funny enough.
Yeah.
I mean, that's straight up laziness,
Oh, for sure.
but it's the same. It's universal. It's the same with everything. So it's like, I want to climb, but I'm at home and I have to drive to the gym in order to
Yeah.
climb. So guess I can't climb.
I feel that. I live like probably like 20 minutes away from the gym, and it's like, oh, there's no new climbs. Oh.
Yeah, you kind of start to like justify your own laziness.
Yeah, a little bit.
And there's many reasons not to do it.
I'll just wait for the reset. Or,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like the
It's Monday and the reset's on Wednesday. I'll just climb on Wednesday.
Right.
Yeah.
I do that like twice a week where I'm just like, I'll just climb tomorrow.
Yeah. The way that I kind of combat that is like my skin.
Yeah.
Because
Oh, yeah,
if
that makes
it's
sense,
if it's Monday night and the reset's Wednesday, and I was like, okay, if I don't climb tonight, I can't climb tomorrow on Tuesday
Sure.
because then Wednesday I'm gonna have bad skin for all the new climbs.
Yeah,
So then
that's reasonable.
that is like the smallest little bit of motivation. But like, if I don't go now, it's gonna be 2 days. And do I want to go 3 days without climbing? Because I didn't climb yesterday,
Yeah.
and it happens.
What are you gonna do?
All the time. Not, I mean, more than it should probably.
And then
should,
it ends
but
up being like, oh, I'm gonna go climb. Why not?
Yeah.
Yeah, and you touched on something much bigger there. That's a small thing, but it's part of a bigger beast, which is just scheduling. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For a while, it was just for me and Brooke and I should say, it was just Monday, Wednesday, Friday. You know, we'll be there Monday, Wednesday, Friday. If we feel like climbing more than that, we will. And then on Sundays, normally we would go to another gym, to one of the other Vital locations in Oceanside or Carlsbad.
Yeah.
But
Don't
Monday,
you do
Wednesday,
that,
Friday.
Zach? Monday, Wednesday, Friday?
I usually do, but like Wednesday for me is like we are there in the morning.
True.
So sometimes I'm like, I don't want to drive back because it's like 20 minutes and then it's like, I want to save gas because gas has gone up again. So it's just like going back down there like later on, like 5 o'clock when I was just there at 11. And it's like, I might as well have just stayed the whole day.
Yeah, and it's difficult to just get yourself to the gym. I find that in some situations, not in all situations, but when I am there, I struggle to get from the front door onto the wall. For me, the biggest thing is someone will start talking to me. Mm-hmm. I'll walk in and someone will be like, hey, man, listen to the show last week. And then I'm done. You know, I'm out for the count. Happened yesterday, actually. We were there climbing. And dude, honestly, I love it. And that's why I will take longer to climb, is because I love talking about climbing. Hence all of this.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you catch me before I have like shoes on and you start talking to me about climbing, I'll chat. I'll sit down. Even if I got the climbing shoes on, they'll come off, dude. Like straight up. I just sometimes talking climbing appeals to me more than doing climbing because I have to do it.
Yeah, I mean, same for me, but I don't have a wonderful podcast. But I'll just walk in, and I kind of use that too because people are going to talk about it. I'm watching people on the wall. I was like, just watching someone like try to struggle their way through a crux. I'm like, struggling sounds pretty fun right now.
Yeah,
you know?
true. I do like
Looks hard.
Yeah.
That guy looks sweaty.
And it's always nice because I do like this shoulder exercise too with the bar. We have
it's
bar
a really
there.
nice little
And
thing
just
before.
my rotator cuffs, just to
Okay.
like loosen it up a little
Yeah.
bit. And then just doing that, like I've conditioned myself. If I do that, I'm about to do something
Okay.
like athletic or
Your body starts to kind of get going. Okay.
Yeah. Super simple. Like I'm not breathing hard. I'm not
Yeah.
actually stretching, but like just kind of loosening up.
I think that's a
So-
big part of it. I think properly warming up is a huge part of getting motivated to climb.
Yeah. I don't do that too well, but
Right. I mean, it comes
I'll
down
try.
to basic physics. You know, an object at rest stays at rest. An object in motion stays in motion.
Yeah.
If you get yourself moving, it's going to be easier to keep going than the initial push of like, I've been sitting on the couch talking about vertical thoughts and everyone just won't stop telling me how much they love it. They're just, they're
a day in the life of Liam.
trying to give me all these gifts and fancy creams and lotions, fancy rhino skin products. And all these people come in, they want to sponsor me. And I just want to climb, man. Just get off,
You know?
get off my sack.
God. You got a love sack?
My love sack, yeah. Get off. It's only big enough for one person, you see, so when other people sit on it,
Yeah.
There's not
It's a
enough room.
struggle.
yeah, it doesn't make for good sponsorship opportunity when you're sitting on a love sack and someone just, and they sit on it and then the weight gets displaced and I get like lifted a little bit and I'm like, yo, get off my sack, brah.
Yeah.
Yeah, happens.
You got to get the memory foam one.
Yeah.
I don't know if they make that, but
A
That
memory
sounds pretty
foam
nice.
love sack. I'm trying to imagine that.
that would be the hardest thing to transport.
I feel like it would also be very difficult to sit on the initial like settling in.
Yeah.
You're
It's
just
just like sitting on a marshmallow, essentially.
All right, but
man.
I mean, for me, it's just like I got to get past that stage to like get my shoes on, get stretching, or just doing something, just moving. I do jumping jacks, and people always think that I'm being ironic, and I'm like, yo,
No, that's a nice.
No.
That's a
Yeah,
nice little
like-
warm up. Yeah.
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 do you remember this second
Get
grade,
your blood flowing.
like PE,
Get you
physical
in the right state
education?
of mind, too.
Yeah. I mean, you just like moving your body a little bit.
Yeah.
Whatever that takes. And some people, will start with yoga or just stretching, straight up, just go into stretching. And I think all of them have roughly the same effect of just getting your body prepared for physical activity.
Yeah. For the abuse you're about to put it through.
Yes.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Depending on your project, but
Yes.
yeah.
And for me, it also kind of what you said about preparing for your project. That's another one. It's for me, like if I go into the gym and I'm looking around and I have something that I want to work on, like I have a project in mind, it's a lot easier for me to get going than say if, I've been climbing this set for about a week and they're about to reset and I walk in and I'm like, I've seen all this. I've done all this.
Yeah.
I don't really want to do it again.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's nothing that really catches your eye, and we're like, oh, I want to do this. And it's just like, nah, I've already done it. I don't want to really do it again.
And that's the hard part of climbing in a relatively small gym, where not only the quantity of climbs is limited, but also just the scenery is limited. You know what I mean? It's one big room. There's no like sections, nothing sectioned off. There are sections of the gym, but it's all just one big room. So you're never really in another section. Whereas like our Oceanside location, our other gym location is much bigger. You feel like you're in a different place when you walk to the other side of the gym.
Just wait for Williamsburg.
Yeah. Or Brooklyn, I think, is going to be pretty big also.
I've heard
that's
Brooklyn
the
was
same thing.
Oh,
it's
like the same thing?
Yeah,
it's like a subsidy of Brooklyn or something.
Yeah, I could be wrong.
Williamsburg.
Could be wrong, but yeah.
Anything Berg has to be East Coast.
Oh,
right?
for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds like it.
Yeah, we Vital Climb Gym is opening a gym in Brooklyn. I don't know the timeline
It
really, but
should be open this year.
okay.
Is it really?
I think so.
Within
man,
the next
okay.
year or so.
Yeah.
So any East Coast listeners, look for Vital Climbing Gym.
Yeah. Yeah, for
Really,
sure.
really good place.
Yeah, and there may even be at the time of opening, there may be some of the former California staff working there. So if you see any staff there, ask them if they're from Southern California. Ask them if they know me. Ask them if they listen to Vertical
Odds are
Thoughts.
they do.
If they don't listen to Vertical Thoughts, tell them to listen to Vertical Thoughts. And also the climbers at the gym. And also wear Vertical Thoughts t-shirts.
Yeah.
Highly encouraged.
Just really in the streets. Just kind of spread the word.
Just be my street team.
Go out into the street, scream, listen to Vertical Dots, and it should happen.
Yeah. And make sure you buy tons and tons and tons of stickers also and throw them at people
Where can we find those?
aggressively in my backpack.
So we're going to your backpack for the stickers?
I have stickers in my backpack.
So come,
I got you.
come. Oh,
Me as the average listener, where can I find those?
You can DM me at yfoxel, WHYFOXAL, or the Vertical Thoughts Instagram works
There you
as well.
go.
They're not for sale on the website, unfortunately.
Why not?
They are done by a different company than does our apparel.
oh, okay, that makes sense.
That'll do it.
So the website apparel, and we've talked about this a little bit before, but it's all made to order. And then like we have apparel here that like is in stock that is not made to order. It's just bulk stuff. And then I have also like little stickers, and I have some patches and stuff like that I just give out locally. So if you're in Southern California and you want some stuff, just hit me up. Whatever it is. Patches, stickers, glasses, jacket, shirt.
All the Vertical Dots merch.
Yeah, you want a cat? I
Tin
got
cups.
two, bro. I got 2 cats.
Two cats now.
Beautiful little girls.
Somewhere around here.
The
There's
vertical
one.
cats. There's one up on the Metolius crash pad.
There's a tiny one somewhere. Probably
tiny
lost.
one.
There is a smaller cat around here somewhere.
She was in a box a little bit ago.
She's somewhere sending a V10 right now.
She climbs very hard
She does.
because she stays motivated.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah. What do you do for yourself other than, because the obvious one, right, is just getting yourself to the gym, getting yourself on the wall.
Yeah.
How do you actively combat once you start climbing feeling weak? You know what I mean? How do you actively combat the bad day before it happens? And that like start to warm up and you're like, it's not a good day. Feeling heavy.
Yeah, I get in a little pumpy already. Arms feeling a little bit more. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's some ways to like actively combat that before it happens. I think for me, the biggest one is like camaraderie. You know what I mean? If I'm climbing
I was
with
about
other
to
people.
say that, yeah.
Yeah, that's probably the biggest one for literally anybody, I would say, is just having like your friends there and be like, nah, it's cool. Like, I mean, everybody has a bad day.
Yeah.
I mean, they're probably going to tell you that either way or something of the sort. I mean, everybody has those days where like they're just not going to have a good climbing day. And it happens. It literally happens to anybody.
Absolutely.
But then you'll have your friends there be like, nah, just give it a shot. If not, there's always tomorrow or 2 days from now that you'll end up getting it either way.
Yeah. Or switch up the
Yeah.
routine.
Yeah.
If there are people there, you can just kind of feed off their energy, or like just play add-on or elimination or
Yeah.
some sort of climbing game.
Do something,
That's
something
just to,
a little
like-
more entertaining.
A little bit more entertaining, especially like you said, if you've been working on something, so you've already kind of touched everything for the most part. But yeah, just making up new stuff, just finding cool moves, and then create like this 6-move problem that you can try to do over and over again, or whatever it may be.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about for outdoors? Because I think that
That's hard.
few people,
But-
I would say less people struggle with outdoor motivation because people
Yeah.
want to get outdoors.
True.
I
know what I
get what you're saying.
Get-
It's a little 50-50, I think.
Getting
know.
out there, just the logistics of everything a little bit more difficult.
It's a project.
The motivation's there, but it is a project. You just have to
get all the stuff together, get it in
get your
car,
friends, got to line up schedules. You got
to make sure you have your gear and
make sure the weather's all right.
Yeah. That's the biggest thing, I think, is weather.
We're lucky here, though.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
Southern California is amazing.
Well, like it's like the biggest thing is weather. I think.
Well, and I mean, we say that and we hope that and we experience it for the most part, but we just we went up to camp and got snowed on.
Yeah,
sure.
I saw that. Yeah,
2 inches of snow overnight.
I was surprised.
We went to Idlewild. Crazy. We were planning on climbing at Black Mountain. Had some projects in mind. We set up camp. We like get everything going, and on the way up there, it's drizzling a little bit, like kind of raining. And so we set up an easy up in the tarp, and, we're kind of like, all right, let's just hang out until this kind of clears up. It was not supposed to rain long. It was only supposed to rain until like 6 p.m. And it was just barely raining. And then it started raining harder.
Those surprises are
we were prepared.
Problematic.
Because I knew the weather might be shabby. So we brought warm clothes and stuff to cover things with and tarps. And so we were prepared, but I was like, come on, man, just fingers crossed, just stop raining. And then get up the next morning and I'm like, it's not raining anymore. Maybe we can climb. And I look out and it's just 2 inches of snow blankets on the ground. I was like, I see.
Mountain creates its own weather.
Sometimes that makes for the best experience, though.
It was really cool.
Nick was saying that's his first time ever waking up to snow. I mean, it's still a good thing.
Southern California.
Yeah,
it's not common.
Yeah.
You got to go high.
Happened to me out in Joshua Tree. We got there. It had been raining all week, which is a perfect time to go to Joshua Tree.
Yep.
Because everything's wet and slippery. But no, it was supposed to break. And since we drove there raining, expecting it to not be raining anymore when we got there. And it wasn't. It was the most perfect night ever. Perfect night. Full moon. You could see everything. No headlamp. Just walking around. Wake up at like 5 a.m. Just downpour.
Oh my god!
The hardest rain ever. Ugh. It started sleeting at one point, and then our other friends were meeting us. Luckily, they brought an easy up. Mm-hmm. I had to pee at 5 o'clock in the morning, so I just went back to sleep because I didn't want to get out. Put my shoes on.
I considered cutting a hole in the tent.
Yeah, might as well.
An average size hole. Tiny little.
Just go back to sleep at 5 o'clock in the morning. Woke up at 8, still raining.
I was like, how do I pee right now without leaving the tent?
You don't. Or you do.
Or you get real crazy.
Yeah.
I didn't. Yeah. I just went back to sleep.
At some point, I was like, nope, got to go. And then, I don't know, 20 minutes later, it stopped. And then our friends met up. They had their easy up. And it was just a really, really fun time with just everyone hanging out. It's fun. And then the next day after that, everything dried up and it was beautiful, sunny and nice temperature. It was fun. So, I mean, as far as motivation goes, after raining and sleeting and cold and
you're just like, I want to get on.
You see sunny and dry rock, you're there. You're motivated.
Yeah, you're super stoked on it, just not being crazy rainy or anything like that.
Yeah, and it's difficult to be motivated in that situation because you're like, well, I came here to climb and I brought all my stuff and we drove all the way up here and we did this whole thing and now we're here and it's raining, And I had kind of just prepared myself mentally for that situation of like, hey, maybe we just won't be climbing. You know what I mean? Like it sucks. We strapped all the pads to the roof. We did this whole thing, but when we get up there, we just may not be climbing.
Yeah.
End up just paying for a campsite to get rained on, but it is what it is.
I mean, it's a lot of fun. When you think about it, you got out either way. You got out away for a day or so. I mean, still,
it was,
get away from everything for a day.
Totally worth it. Bad. It's beautiful up there, and the rain, the really light, like drizzly rain, was really beautiful. The heavy rain wasn't so pretty.
Yeah,
but especially when it's pitch black at night. But when we got up there, it was still like late afternoon. And there was just like a fog, and it was like light rain. It was really pretty. The snow was also really pretty.
Oh yeah, snow was beautiful. I'm trying to look up this author. I was going to say, have you read?
Yes. I read everything. I'm very, very learned man.
The Four Agreements?
No.
Because you said
interesting.
You put yourself in a situation where you might not be able to climb. Mm-hmm. It's basically like these 4 statements that you, I don't know, kind of agree to live by. One of them is to eliminate expectations. And then the other, like one of the other 4 is do your best. So you put yourself in the situation, you got yourself together, you went out there, but you were going to roll with the flow. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And that makes for a good time, for sure.
I think there's something to be said about that just with motivation in general. It's just kill your expectations.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Because otherwise your motivation will get bashed down by other things, exterior factors that you can't control.
Yeah.
And a lot of it does have to do with people. I think a lot of this comes back to just the community. A lot of the topics that we have come back to the community, and that's the beautiful thing about it.
Yeah.
It's just like if you have the right community backing you, if you have the right kind of foundation in climbing, it's going to be fun no matter what. I mean, if you're alone and then it starts raining,
Still could be very fun.
May not be the most fun.
Not the most. It depends.
Depending on how equipped you are for it.
The community thing, one of our, Alex Taylor was able to, we had a guy there that wasn't really known. Obviously he was just barely starting out climbing, but then he introduced him to Mira, and then they started talking and they actually became friends, and now he has actually someone to come hang out with, and then I'm pretty sure that's going to introduce it to us and to the group to actually come climbing with us indoors. I mean, I'm assuming, but I mean, it's a good thing. I mean, I think because he didn't have anybody and he has one person, this is going to snowball. And he's going to continue to meet more people, and it's going to be a little bit more better. And then he's going to come into the community a little bit more, I think.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Very welcoming.
That helps.
Yeah.
That helps with both, I think, getting you into the gym and getting you on the wall. And that's what I want to talk about a little bit now is like the motivation on the wall. It's different. It's very situational. So it comes into play at different times. But at the very base level, the very purest level, it's like, what is motivating you to pull for the next hold? You know what I mean? What is pushing you up the wall?
Yeah.
I think that comes like almost full circle, like back to yourself. That's self-motivation.
Yeah.
I mean, there's something to be said too about, for me, I've said this on the show before, that people watching me, it actually becomes important to me. If there's people watching me, I feel accountable to perform. And I couldn't tell you whether or not that's healthy, but it's just the way that my brain reacts to people watching me climb.
You're a people pleaser.
Yeah. You just want to perform a little bit.
Yeah.
Give them something to look at.
Give them a show.
They're already watching.
Might as well.
You don't
might as
want
well-
to fall.
yeah.
Don't
Might as well
let
do
them
well.
down.
I mean, if you're going to fall, look good doing it, though.
Anything for the fans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? If you succeed, they're going to be motivated to succeed.
That too.
You know?
That's a big,
Mob
that's true.
mentality.
Yeah.
We're like a hive mind of climbing.
Yeah, because you've seen somebody
Sources
like send a super
mantra.
hard climb, and then somebody like everybody that was watching start clapping.
Yeah, and then everyone wants to send a hard climb.
Yeah.
Watching someone send their project
It's so good.
is a beautiful thing.
Regardless of the grade. If
Oh,
you
yeah.
see
Yeah,
someone
regardless
struggling
of
on
that,
it
yes.
and they finally get it, it's awesome.
It's a baller.
You see literally
know?
their eyes light up
Because
immediately.
very, very few two people have the same limit, so it doesn't really matter.
Right.
Yeah.
But there are people trying their limit at all times. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So watching them push through that's motivation right there.
That's true. Yeah.
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 So seeing other people succeed.
Yeah. For example, I was watching the IFSC comp in Munich of 2019, depending on when you're watching this.
Yeah.
There's this girl, Mia Krampel, in the semis, I believe. She hurt her knee, and she was cleared to climb each round, right?
Yeah, I think even in the finals, it was like after every climb, she was given a physical or something like
But
that.
she was limping onto the stage,
Yeah,
on
she
the
was
floor, giving it her all, and that was so inspiring.
Yeah.
And there was one climb, you could see it in her face, like they had this close up. She had to do a heel hook on her bad knee, and she like resituated, shook out her leg, her foot, just like kind of preparing for it. You could see her face just wince. But she pulled through, ended up topping out, and as soon as that comp was over, I left and went to the gym.
Yeah.
So just like watching climbing in general, even at home on the computer, just
That's a big one.
It gets
it's a
me there.
Big one.
That was one that I was going to bring up and talk about a little bit, actually, is I watch climbing all the time to get motivated.
Yeah.
I do the same with anything I'm interested in. When I was a kid and I, surf, skate, snow, that's like all I did as a kid. Mm-hmm. Dude, you just throw on Fuel TV and you just go
Fuel
nuts.
TV? Yeah.
Man,
Yeah.
throwback to old Fuel TV.
I
Jeez.
missed
Shout out to
that.
Fuel
Wow.
TV. I think in my opinion, one of the best things that ever came out of MTV was that little subsidiary, just Fuel TV.
That was on MTV.
I'm pretty sure.
I think so. I think it's like a little
Little
Wow.
little side.
little side project.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's all I watched. That's crazy.
But yeah, Fuel TV. So it's like the same thing. I mean, like Epic TV as they're climbing daily, which is always good stuff on there.
Love Mellow.
Mello's
Mellow's
awesome.
a really good one.
Mellow's just straight motivation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just good climbers pulling really hard. What
Yeah.
can you say about it, really?
And either like high quality production or just straight raw footage of them goofing around and then hopping on something hard.
Right.
But
either way.
Yeah.
I mean, it's motivating to have a crew to climb with, and then it's also motivating to see other people's climbing crews. You know what I mean? You're like, man, they're all good friends. They're all having fun.
Yeah.
They're all climbing together.
But again, you brought it up, the Lapner project before.
Yes.
Burden of Dreams.
Yes.
Is the climb.
That's right. Burden of Dreams, the 9A.
9A.
Yes.
He was by himself.
Right.
And watching him, what was it, 9 seasons that he worked on this climb?
Something like that. Yeah, something crazy.
Ridiculous. 7 to 9 seasons, something like that. X amount of days, sessions, hundreds. Maybe not hundreds. It was 80.
Something like, 80,
a 90, a lot.
I mean, that's still a lot.
I've never...
A lot of sessions.
I've never tried a climb that took me 80 tries to get.
I don't know if I've tried 80 times
to get a
in
climb.
my whole life.
No, we're not trying hard.
I don't. Yeah.
I don't know if I've tried 80
climbs
total.
I've not even done 80 climbs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, obviously, but it's crazy.
Yeah, just another. That's self-motivating.
Yes.
And it's inspiring for sure. I don't think I have like the self-discipline or the work ethic to put that much time into something that might not even be feasible. He wasn't even sure if it went.
Yeah.
But he wanted something so bad. And to find, you should ask him where he gets his motivation.
Right. We should get Nale on the show and talk to him about it.
That's right, Nale. I can't pronounce his last name.
Hakataival.
Dang. That's cool.
What was that?
Come again? Huck Taival, I believe.
Hakataival.
Could be. Yeah, sure.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, whatever.
Strong
Sure.
boy.
Yeah. Just say Nale. Everyone will know who you're talking about. Yeah. No, that is a very interesting concept. And even like with Paul Robinson. And we talked about that a little bit, I think, last episode, of like, just being alone and projecting alone, especially, is just like, it's got to be rough. I don't do it very often. I mean, every once in a while when I'm like I really mean business, I'll be off on a weekday. You know what I mean? It'll be kind of a weird time during the day when no one else is climbing. Sometimes I'll hit the gym and then, I'll find the hardest project in the gym. But I find myself performing much better when I'm with someone or with other people. I don't know what it is. If it's a precedent that is established.
I don't know what it is.
Or if it's the psych, you know what I mean? We're going to have another episode in the near future about the concept of just like psych or stoke, or like how that affects, climbing in general, if it affects climbing in general, if it's real, you know what I mean? We're going to talk about that. Bit. But yeah, but I find myself personally pulling harder when there's people there with me. Even like, I would even say the busier the gym is, generally speaking, the better I do.
Well, just because everyone's so friendly, you can just... you can just start a conversation with someone,
We're buds. Those are my boys, even the girls.
Nice climbing. Guy / girl, whoever you are.
Person.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
Good
That's
attempt.
all it takes.
Let me try.
Nice try.
That's like, all right, cool. Now I'm going to try to push my high point.
Give him a golf clap.
With one finger. In the mic. Great job.
That needs to be a thing.
And make sure when you are complimenting strangers climbing in your local gym that you also let them know to listen to Vertical Thoughts. It's for them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's the most selfless thing you could possibly do.
I carry a recorder around with me, so I don't have to say it again. I just record it once.
And you
then
get my best take and then
rewind it.
Yeah.
Listen to Vertical Thoughts.
Not a cassette, is it?
No, that's not a cassette.
It's like a handheld recorder.
No. What's
like a tape recorder?
The tape itself.
Oh yeah,
the little black tape.
Yeah.
Is it a cassette?
Uh-huh.
They make ones that aren't cassettes.
Yeah.
Get the screwdriver out. And
Let's take a caller, a lifeline, back to 1999.
Yeah.
For $200.
We're all
goes
really
in
young.
a tape recorder? No, I think for me, it's just, that's how it is for me anyways. But I do know people that very specifically are like, yeah, I perform better alone in the climbing gym. If I'm there alone, I'm more focused. You know, I don't want to speak for those people, but it's just things that's been said to me. You know, I just earphones in. If someone's talking to me, I'm like bothered. You know what I mean? Like it gets in my head. I just need to be alone. I just need to train. I just need to climb, you know, and everyone's different. And that's universal, you know, because there are people like that in everything that you do. You know what I mean? There's the guy sitting at the bar, you know, drink in hand that wants to be left alone. And then there's the dude sitting at the bar, drink in hand that wants to strike up a conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you can kind of just tell body language and just like I don't know, whatever it may be.
Right. And so it's just, it's differences in personalities, but everyone has to be motivated by something. Everyone needs motivation to do things. None of us ever do anything without motivation. Yeah. Even if the motivation has no place of origin, even if it's just within yourself.
Yeah.
Everything we do has motivation. You know, every step that you take as you're walking forward, you're doing it for a reason.
Yeah. It's really hard because I'm inherently lazy.
Yeah.
Everything I do, I can turn it into a positive though. I do things in the least amount of effort, which is probably the best way to do something.
Sure.
Yeah. But yeah, just finding, it's just the feeling after you're done. You know, if you're just sitting at home, you can kind of just stuck there, like you said. Just, if you're not doing anything, you don't do anything.
Yeah.
And then you feel so good afterward. I think I'm addicted to that feeling. Like I've always been active, whether it be I played soccer, I was watching with the Kobe.
Want to join our God Squad?
The Boojum.
Yeah, with Kobe and the Boojum.
Kobe and the Boojum. That is a band.
Kobe and the Boojum.
Soccer, skating, riding bikes, snowboarding, whatever it may be. And I'm really big on self-progress too. And climbing, you can measure that very easily.
Yeah. Just
attempt by attempt, you can tell.
Yeah.
You know?
One move farther.
Yeah. Or hitting it slightly better, even the micro beta.
Yeah.
So I like self-progress. I like that kind of stuff. And it's really easily measurable.
All right. So to wrap things up here a little bit, I just kind of want to get a feel for each of our personal motivations, because first of all, there's someone listening to this that is struggling with motivation. And if you are listening to this and you are struggling with motivation in life or climbing or anything, just know that we do understand it, and that for the most part, everyone experiences problems with lack of motivation. You're certainly not alone. You're certainly not a freak or anything like that if you struggle motivating yourself.
You're a freak if you don't, honestly.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, if you feel 100% motivated all the time.
I've met those people, and they're great to be around, but then it's a lot. It's like, how?
Yeah.
Teach me.
It's like, why don't you pump the brakes,
buddy?
buddy?
Yeah. Well, or don't, and then let me watch.
Just keep going, like a wind-up toy. But if you struggle getting motivated to even just to get out of bed in the morning, I mean, it's normal.
Yeah.
We're not wind-up toys. You know what I mean? We're not made to just get up and go like that. We're purpose-born creatures. We have to have reasons for the things that we do. So I encourage you to look and find your reasons to do things. You know what I mean? Not just like your will to live. You know, that's a little heavy for this show, I think. But I'm not a psychologist. I'm not a psychiatrist. I can't diagnose your problem for you, but I can tell you, you can find a reason to do the things that you want to do. You know, if you have goals, if you have aspirations, really look for, why do I feel this way? Why do I want to do these things? You know, what are your reasons? What's the motivation behind the goals that you have? And then kind of use that to push you forward. So for me personally, my love of climbing really and heavily stems from two things, just very specifically. Two things was, number one is just friendship. I grew up around climbers and didn't climb very often. And my friends Mark and Tanner were very into climbing and into competitive climbing and, you know, the whole thing. And eventually it wore me down to the point where I was like, fine, I'll go climbing with you guys. And then that became like my rock, you know what I mean? Like my foundation. Yeah. My rock. Pretty good, right?
Yeah.
Rock climbing became my, I can't think of the word, man, you know?
It's not just a boulder. It's a rock.
I like that boulder.
That's a nice boulder.
We're very accurately represented in mainstream media, as you can tell.
Oh, yeah.
God, I love SpongeBob.
But the friendship for me is just the biggest thing was, climbing, not only climbing, but climbing with my friends became just a huge part of my life, huge part of keeping me motivated. Find climbing buddies. We just had an episode about this. If you haven't listened to it, roll it back, pump the brakes. Okay. Go back, listen to that one before listening to this one. Chronological. All right. Yeah. Just throw the word chronological out there. Chronological. It's like some DJ Khaled would say. Chronological.
Hey, we the best.
That was really good.
Yeah, we chronological. My sound is accurate. But find some buddies to climb with them. It'll really help you. And for me, number 2, and again, I was saying this a little bit previously, but for everything that I do, it's just media. I love rock climbing media. That's why I decided to make some. I love the videos, the pictures, the climbing magazine. I got 3 issues of climbing magazine right over here in case any of the guests want to read them. I love that stuff. I mean, I can't get enough of it. And watching YouTube videos, or like I said, like Epic TV stuff, or like independent YouTubers, or we brought up Mello, watching professional climbers climb. Mm-hmm. Nothing really pushes me harder than that. It gets my stoke way up there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When I see someone who has achieved their goals, someone who is at the level that I want to be at, it really pushes me to do better. So I encourage you, if you struggle with motivation, it's a good place to start. Maybe look at some videos, hop on YouTube and just type in rock climbing and see what, first few things that come up.
I think that transcends climbing too. If you see anyone do anything at peak performance, like, you're going to be motivated to do better in your own life.
It's inspiring.
Whether it may be climbing or at work or a hobby, whatever it may be.
Search
if
for...
you crochet or whatever it may be, you might make this.
It's all on YouTube.
Super cool.
You cannot find something to do that is not on YouTube.
That's true.
Yeah.
YouTube has everything nowadays.
Yeah.
And there's always someone out there who's the best at it. Find that person and watch it.
It's just, you are captivated by anyone that does something that they're so passionate about.
Yeah.
And just for climbing's sake,
it inspires you, really.
With all these top performing people, they're setting the bar.
Yeah.
For future generations.
Pushing the limits of the human body.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's progressing fast too.
Yeah.
So you could be the next one.
Could be
Get out there.
Yeah.
Could be me.
Yeah.
You're looking pretty strong. I saw you out there climbing.
Yeah.
So you, whoever you are listening to this.
Hey, just to let you know, you're doing great.
You're doing great, sweetie.
Yeah, for sure.
You're listening to this, so you're on the right track.
It's true.
Consume more climbing media. I'm going to make a shirt, man. Consume rock climbing media.
That would be a pretty cool shirt. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah. It's like hippie trees, like just nature photography.
You know the O'Neill's support your local surf shop. It's like that.
Yeah. Same kind of thing. Watch rock climbing media. Consume rock climbing media. Whatever you're gonna do, just find some videos or some pictures or something just to kind of really give you a feel for like where the sport can go, like its natural limit, and chase it. Mm-hmm. Just chase it down with all your strength. And for me, those are what helps me. So, Zach.
Yes. Which one?
Yeah.
Zach.
Okay, this one. Okay.
Zach's.
Yes, sir.
We'll start with the one closest to me,
Fine.
proximity wise.
That's fine.
I don't know. I have a few different ones. So the main one is obviously friends. I mean,
Sure.
There's nothing better than like having like a really good friend be like, no. Like if you're beating yourself up, oh no, get back on. Like you could totally do this. Or even if like you ask for a friend for beta and it's like, oh, maybe, okay, I'll try that.
Yeah.
And it might go, you never know. I think a main thing, I mean, if you listen to this and you don't think or you're just starting to get into climbing and you don't really have anybody, it might be a little nerve wracking, but I mean, talk to somebody. I mean, usually, I've never met anybody in the community that is not nice or is mean or like
it's very
rude or anything like that. It's not. I've never had it.
I've met literally one.
Yeah,
and I've met hundreds and hundreds of people.
And you'll probably remember it forever because it's so jarring.
It's out of the norm.
But like, I mean, like it will happen probably, but then usually most of the time it doesn't. 9 out of 10 times it does not happen.
True.
That's a good thing. And then another thing personally for me is my girlfriend. I mean, she literally came in to watch me climb one climb for like hours, and she sat on the couch and watched me climb.
Yeah.
That was just motivation. And then media is definitely a big one. If I'm at home or something and I want to go climb, but I haven't found an excuse to go climb, if anything, I mean, I'll jump on YouTube and look up Mellow. Mellow's like my favorite thing to watch, and I'll watch like a 15-minute, like I know they have a 15-minute video of like Daniel Woods and like Chris Sharma like in Spain climbing like super hard climbs. It gets me really pumped on that.
Yeah.
And that's mainly for me. That's my main big things, if anything.
I like that.
Yeah, we all have the commonality of media. One
I
of my
think so.
favorites, the classic Magnus Mitbo.
Yeah.
Shout out to Magnus. He tries so hard in everything that he does. And I just take a little piece of that, and I do better than what I did 10 minutes ago. But I was talking to you a little bit about this. The reward system for myself, if I can get myself to go climb, because it's probably one of the best things for me at my current state in my life, I'll reward myself with TV time or video games or a beer or whatever it may be. So that's one of them. Just
that's good.
Well, why not just justify having something bad for you if you do something good?
And if you're gonna do the bad things anyways,
you might as well do the good as well.
Yeah, do them
it's
for the
all
right reason.
about balance.
Yeah.
I forgot to add something in, another one for me.
Go for it.
My biggest motivation also myself.
Yeah.
If I'm definitely beating myself up, I'll definitely pick myself up at the same time. Like
that's hard to do.
I think anybody else is. I mean, I'm just pretty sure there's a couple other people that have done it
because it can spiral the other way. You know.
Yeah, it definitely can bring you way down.
Definitely on top of it.
But like you've seen it. I've definitely beat myself up before. And then it's like, and I'm in my own head like that too. But it's like at the same time, it's like, no, I could do this. Yeah. I know I can do this. People are telling me I know I could do this. I just need to do it. I know the moves. I just need to just make it happen, essentially.
Yeah. Kind of comes down to believing in yourself, because people can tell you. When I first started, people kept telling me I can do things. I'm like, you have no idea like actually how hard I'm trying, and it still isn't happening, and that can be discouraging. But like other people see something in you, whether it be technique or style or like just certain strengths that you have. Like I'm a very technical climber. It's hard for me to do. I don't like the word can't. It's leaked back into my life recently, and I don't like it.
Yeah.
It's so toxic. But it's really hard for me to do like very physically strong moves, and I do work at it hard. But so people see something within you that you can do something. You just have to you have to trust them, and it kind of comes down to like how often you climb with them, and just that camaraderie that we've been talking about. You just have to trust them and really try your best.
Yeah.
I've said this before. I like being the best me I can be. So I just, what do you have to lose, really?
Yeah.
Just kind of go out there and fully try. I have a shirt on the back that says, it's a quote from the Color Morale band, "I won't quit until I know that I've truly tried." And that fully resonated with me. Then you have no regrets. You can't regret anything that you've put your heart into. Just go for it.
Yeah.
If you're having like a super crappy day of climbing.
Yeah.
There's always going to be the next day. If you're going to climb the next day, it's going to, or whatever next day.
Sure.
It's going to be like, all right, this day is going to be better. It's going to be a better climbing day. It's going to be a better setting day.
Yeah.
In general. It happens. I mean, everybody has their bad day, but then it's going to be motivation for the next day. And you're going to be like, all right, I'm going to come in next day fresh. And then this is going to go.
Yeah. And those bad days happen.
Yeah,
for sure.
They will.
And we've had it. You just have to believe that it's just going to move past it. Yeah. Again, it transcends climbing. Honestly, when I started climbing, because I went out to Joshua Tree, I think I had gone in the gym like once or twice, and it was fun, but I never really fell in love with it or anything right off the get-go. And then I went out to an outdoor climbing in Joshua Tree. We were just scrambling on rocks, just kind of messing around.
Yeah.
there was this big formation by one of the campsites, and we came up on what's called the Headstone Rock near Ryan's campground. Mm-hmm. So there's a big scramble, and at the top there's this giant just boulder protruding from the top. And I look over at my friend and I was like, hey, why are there bolts on this? Because it was this sheer face. It was just like this. It was a slab climb. I come to find it's a 5'8", Joshua Tree 5'8" slab.
You've told me about this climb. Yeah, I remember this. Yeah,
so scary. Yeah. And from that point on, I was like, I want to start climbing just so I can do this climb specifically. It was the coolest location. So that really is my motivation for me right now, because I've gone back. I had all my gear. It's like this 60-foot. So there's 3 climbs on it. There's a 5'6", 5'8", and a 5'13". Realistically, definitely not a 5'13". 5'8" maybe, but just to get to the top, because that's all what it is. It's about is getting to the top and looking around. So it was 5'6". Went up to it, had my gear and everything. I had my belay ready. It's a lead and follow, and then you rappel off the backside.
Okay.
It was windy.
Oh no.
It was a little bit. It was good temperature. It was a little cold to kind of mess with your hands a little bit if they become numb, but that hasn't stopped me before. Just the wind and exposure factor. I was like, another day. But it will be another day, and I will get back there, and I will get to the top.
Yeah.
So that's my motivation. Getting to the
that's
top
a good one.
of that one.
Yeah, find one climb.
Yeah.
That you're thinking about. You know what I mean? That you can't get out of your head.
It doesn't have to be hard. Doesn't have to be anything fancy. If something speaks to you, and that's what this rock is. It's very weird.
It is.
It's so strange.
Bizarre.
Yeah. I would say I have that same thing. I have one climb. I haven't seen it in person or anything like that, but I want to eventually do. It's called Everything is Karate up in Bishop.
Okay.
It's a 515. At
Wow.
515A, yeah.
Shooting high.
That's I didn't mean to like
I'm looking at a 5'6".
I didn't mean to like do anything like that. But like I saw it and I was like, these moves look crazy cool, but they're like very bouldery moves, which caught my attention. They're like kind of big moves, and then like they're really it just looks fun too at the same time. I know it might sound crazy. 515 sounds fun, but I mean it looks fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get good.
I think it's a 515. I think
go climb that 515.
I hope you do.
It would take a couple years, I think, to get to that point.
I mean,
if I could, even if I could get to that point and at least attempt it and get halfway or a quarter way through, I'll still be proud of myself either way. I think
absolutely.
Can I belay you?
Yes, you can.
Oh, yes.
Xavier said he'll record it, and no matter if it's 10 years from now, he'll come out and record it.
Yeah, I'll belay. He'll record.
Heck yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't think I'll belay stronger than 15A ever in my life.
No. I mean, there's more people right now climbing 515 than ever have been.
That's true.
Yeah.
So now's the time. I mean, go get it. Right. So crazy. But yeah, I mean, that's kind of what it comes down to is sometimes
just
it's
finding that spark.
One climb is all that it takes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the cat is very jealous for attention, and we've kind of come to the natural conclusion anyways.
Yeah.
Zach.
Liam.
Thank
Zach.
you for coming.
Yeah. Welcome. Thank you for having us.
You have to do each other.
Zach.
Sir.
Liam. Get in on this.
Zach.
Layla.
This will never get old, in case you're wondering. Never.
We'll do this far after recording stops.
Yes, we will. But remember, you're never alone if you have lack of motivation.
Yeah.
Search for it. You'll find it. You
It's
have to
really
want
hard
to be motivated.
You do. And just like you said, talk to someone. That's not easy. You will be surprised at how
Open.
perceptive and open the climbing community is. Even if it's as simple as, hey, like, good job on that climb, it'll just open up the door for conversation.
Yeah.
And then you'll be motivated to go back because you'll feel welcome. People know who you are if you go regularly.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite things, walking to the gym and knowing everyone there.
The community.
Or most people.
Yeah.
And people knowing me.
So always build each other up.
Yeah.
Always. I mean, that's all what all these episodes come back down to is just always build the community up.
Yeah.
So thank you guys.
Yeah, thank you
for joining me.
For having us.
It's been fun. Thank you all for listening or watching.
It's been real.
And we'll see you see you in the next episode, maybe with some more Zachs.
It's been real fun.
Maybe we'll have all the Zachs on.
That would
be too much. That would be a
Too many
literal
Zachs.
Zach attack.
Can we get Mons on here too?
He's been on.
No, I
That might
know
help a lot.
with us.
He will be in the studio. Yes,
and
absolutely. All the Zachs.
All
Tune
four
in
of
next
us.
time,
All four.
or sometime maybe for all the Zachs. I don't know. Maybe we'll make it happen. Stay tuned.
Everyone can dream.
Listen to Vertical Thoughts. Bye.
Doses.